Brian? Martha, Brian? Okay, good night. You're fine. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, former Representative Hoell, resident of the town of Dunbarton, former House member of 8 years, and the Corporate Secretary for New Hampshire Firearms Coalition. First, I'd like to start. We are all here with one goal in mind, and that is to make sure the children are protected. I don't think anybody showed up today with that not being the core reason they're here. Why do I say that? Well, we have two very strikingly different views on how to protect our children. But the reality is we all want to make sure our children are safe. I've heard the word shooters a lot today, and for me, words have meanings. And what we're talking about is killers, not shooters. People who go to the range are shooters. We should be careful about the words we use. Those who commit murder or mass murder are murderers or killers. That's how our English words are defined. The FBI had a report about this, and I want to read their conclusion verbatim. The only word I will substitute is killers because I don't really want to use the word shooters in there as they referenced it. But other than that one word, I'd like to read their report verbatim of the conclusion of this. And this was a report, and I will send you a copy of it, okay, regarding the active murderers or the active killers. All 50 FBI active murder designated incidents during the 2016-17 timeframe were single shooter events. All shooters were male. Maybe we should figure out why all shooters were male, right? That's my commentary on it. Casualty numbers were dramatically higher due to 3 incidences, okay? The Las Vegas, Nevada, the Pulse Club, Orlando, and the First Baptist Church in Sutherland, Texas. The shooter's age spanned decades from 14 to 66. It then goes for a while, but it concludes with the last 2 sentences. Armed and unarmed citizens engaged the shooter in 10 incidents, then safely and successfully ended the shootings in 8 of those. What we're talking about is the people that are behind me that are opposed to this legislation want to make sure that they are not stripped of their natural and constitutional rights to protect their friends, their family members, and even the members of this room who would strip them of their rights. It concludes their selfless actions saved many lives. The enhanced threat posed by active murderers and the swiftness in which active murderers' incidents unfold, okay, support the importance of preparation by law enforcement officers and citizens alike. That's not my words. Those are words of the FBI in a report studying this. After the Parkland incident, the Florida legislature acted, and they allowed schools to put armed citizens and armed guards in their schools. There was one school who went and hired 2 retired returning veterans, okay, armed with rifles, not concealed, not carrying a pistol or revolver with them, armed with rifles to protect their students. I can tell you, because this is a psychological battle at some level, that nobody's going to walk into that school and ever harm their kids because they know that they will receive an overwhelming response, okay, in terms of a tactical response against them. That school just created an insurance policy to protect their students. We should be looking at other options like that. Soft targets are the problem. Right? We allow our churches and our schools to be considered soft targets, so someone who wants to create mayhem can go in. We should be doing more to protect them. Yes, we should do things like making sure we have video cameras, and there's lots of little things. We could put police officers doing their paperwork in the school. There are lots of little easy things we could do. We could put mace in the hands of teachers. But what do? We let them cower behind desks, and we encourage them to scare their students by doing active shooter drills. 2007, a little over 12 years ago, I'll wrap them. There was a mass murder at Virginia Tech. Professor Labrescu was one of those murdered. And I bring him up because this is how Wikipedia discusses him, okay? Librescu was most widely known for his actions during Virginia Tech shooting, when he held the doors to the lecture hall closed, allowing all but one of his students enough time to escape through the windows. Shot and killed during the attack, Librescu was posthumously honored the Order of the Star of Romania. This was a gentleman who survived things like some of the Nazi concentration camps along the way. He stood up to protect his students. Cho went on to murder more. Had he been instead just a shield, all right, I'm wrapping up, he could have ended the tragedy that day. We need to do more to protect our students. The bill is unnecessary. I'd ask that you would ideal the legislation. Thank you.
Croc TV.